I'm Felix Smith, and I'm a fishery biologist, and I'm on the board of directors of Save the American River Association in Sacramento, California. I'm impressed with the organization, with the organizing of the event, and everything here. I spent 35 years with the Fish and Wildlife Service, retired in 1990, and then I did private consulting work, what amounts to nonprofits in the Sacramento area, San Francisco Bay area, on water, fisheries, pollution, that kind of stuff. And I still do it. It's a non-paying job that's gone on for 20 years as a second career, as somebody said. I've got a degree from Humboldt State in Arcata, California. I went to work for the Fish and Wildlife Service in 1956, retired in 1990. I was in field positions, I was in supervisor positions, I ran my own projects, and got in trouble a couple of times politically, but you got to do what you got to do, and you got to stay true to the resource. Our scientists found selenium deformed birds in the San Joaquin Valley in 1983. I was on the team that found the bird, and I held the first one in my hand. And finding the first deformed bird, that was alive, by the way, the eyes were bulged out, the head was exposed, that is the brain, the limbs were deformed, and no feet, no lower limbs. And the bird was alive. And that kind of changed the way I look at non-point pollution. It's the way I look at irrigated agriculture that is, in some cases, wreaking havoc over the landscape just to grow a crop. And in this particular case, there was a lot of it subsidized crops were being grown with subsidized water from the federal government. I was interested in San Francisco Bay where I grew up as a kid. I fished the bay, I hunted on the bay, and I've always been a fish and hunting guy, and I've always been interested in the public trust. And the public trust doctrine to me means the people through the state own the resources, the water, the fish, the wildlife, and the air, and that we've got to make sure, we as people, that the water is drinkable, that the fish that come out of the water is edible, that the air is breathable and will not give you disease or what have you. And this is kind of foreign to a lot of people. We're working on the American River. I work with something called the Water Forum. I'm the only fishery biologist on the team.